All right, guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Again, these videos are going to be coming out a little weird, but that is okay. Today, what we're going to be doing on the Ram is actually really nothing, I guess. We're going to be dropping it off for Linex. So I just want to document the process of what we're doing, both for us and for the owner, and obviously to show the build. So we took out the bed rail accessories. I don't know if I made a video on it. I don't think I did. But basically, there's two bed rails, and then there's this little center divider over there that were bolted in all along here, and then obviously on the other side. So we went ahead, took all that apart. It is getting dropped off in literally probably like 5-10 minutes. We're gonna go drop it off at Linex, which is about 10 minutes away from the shop here. And then today, parts arrived again, which is good, obviously, for the build. So we probably will be doing these later tonight, but these are the Raceline wheels. These are full beadlocks, I do believe, if we got the correct ones. This box is upside down, otherwise I would show you. So I'll show you when we unbox them. That'll be later on in this video. And then I do believe we might be mounting up at least one, just to kind of show you guys and document the process. Obviously, we just did exhaust last night, which I'm currently editing that video to post it up. So as you guys can see right here, I'm editing that video so we can go ahead and post it up and be good with it. And then we have those 37s to go on the Raceline wheels. So stay tuned, enjoy the process. Let us know anything that you guys, if you guys want to order parts, whatever, let us know. Contact us in the comments, do all that fancy stuff. And then just stay tuned for all the builds that we do around here. This is the big one right now, so we have other ones that rotate through, and we try to film as much as we can. All right, so here's the truck outside Linex. Just dropped it off. The sounding exhaust is just great. He just drove it. He said that the exhaust, it's not very loud inside the cabin, but it is really rowdy outside when he took off from the shop. So yeah, they're gonna go ahead and Linex it, get this bed looking nice, and then we'll take it from there. All right, guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be going through and showing you both wheels for the Ram 2500 and also explaining the beadlock process. These are beadlocks, so let's hop right into it. We have some Raceline beadlocks. I don't even know the specific brand, like style of these ones. So they're the Rhino. You start off, you have the ring on top. That is in a separate case itself. I will open that up in a second. And then you go through all of this. It even shows you a little documentation of, how it works. But I'll be able to explain most of that to you. We've dealt with, I think, about two or three other sets of beadlocks in the past. We're one of the few companies, at least in Appleton, Wisconsin, or Wisconsin in general, that will deal with beadlocks. A lot of companies just won't. And I'll explain to you why in just a second. So let's go through all of this. Okay, that's just your center cap. And then this is going to be all your hardware. So let's slide this over here for a second. And don't worry, there is a plastic trim on this, so I'm not just dragging it around a plastic table, but nonetheless. Let me open this up real quick. And if you stay tuned to the end of the video, we will also be mounting these up on the 37-inch Makey Thompson Baja Bosses, I want to say is what we bought. I believe that they are the last set, at least in the country, that we were able to access, and we believe that they are being discontinued. These are Legend DXPs? Okay. So the Baja Bosses are fully discontinued. But going back to the beadlock, this is going to be your beadlock ring. This is going to be what pinches the outside of the tire bead section, which we will go grab a tire in a second and do the whole explanation. But it's got basically little teeth right here, which you can't see because you guys are very far away, but I'll get a close-up shot on one of the wheels while we're doing them. But essentially this is going to go and pinch in between here, and your bead is going to sit right here and go right here. There's a little documentation process of it, and then obviously you have a large amount of hardware here. I'm not sure how many specific bolts go into this wheel. Normally what we have found in the past when we've done some of them is these typically aren't long enough to start the tire off. Obviously you are pinching a thick bead in between these two pieces of metal And sometimes we have found that you need to get 2 longer bolts by like upwards of an inch to start like on either side of the wheel. Get those to start pinching the bead, and then you work your way around with the supplied hardware. Of course, always using a set of, Loctite or something just to confirm that everything stays in place. And then you also have to understand that A, you have to torque these down, go over them many, many times, and then 2, just like anything else that you're modifying, go over these every couple thousand miles. I don't know if there's a set amount of miles, but if you're gonna go off-roading, say with your Jeep or something, and you put beadlocks on it, I would always suggest going over them once you get back from your trip. This is going on, like we said, the Ram 2500 that we have. It's currently out getting Line X, so you guys, we don't have it here, but that truck's just gonna be more of a, I'm gonna say adventure truck. It's gonna be used as a truck, it's gonna go adventuring off-road occasionally, but it's not gonna be a hardcore wheeler of any type. That's why he has his other one that we built, which was a white Gladiator. So again, without getting too far off topic, that is what you do, is obviously you bolt this all up and then go from there. So we're gonna jump into mounting these tires. We're gonna start them on the tire machine and probably finish them on the tire machine. We'll have to see what works best for us. We obviously have a very fancy Hunter engineering tire machine, and then we have our backup one. So we'll just see what works best for us, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned as we start building these wheels. So we have the truck back from getting Line X'd. Turned out pretty simple. They obviously only did up till here, which is a little interesting. I'm not sure why, but I'm assuming they probably know that there's a bed rail that's going right here. So we'll see how that goes back together. Shouldn't be too bad. I put the little badge right there. Now we are test fitting the beadlock wheels to make sure that they have clearance and fit, and they are very, very tight on this rear caliper, but they fit just barely. And then on the front, they fit as well. So now it is time to resume the video that I have been making about the wheels and finishing everything up. So stay tuned for all of that. All right, guys, so we have, as you guys saw in the previous clip, we were able to test fit this wheel, just confirm that this wheel does fit on the truck. Just sometimes when you go basically on, I would say under a 20-inch wheel, some of the newer trucks, vehicles in general, with the brakes being so large and so different, you should always test fit any of your 17, 18, and 20-inch wheels just to make sure you don't have any clearance issues. We have clearance issues every once in a while on we've had clearance issues on Dodges, and just recently we had a clearance issue on a Toyota Tundra. So like I said, we just want to make sure that we had no clearance issues with this wheel, because again, any new wheel that you get, you should always test mount on the vehicle before you actually mount the tire. Otherwise you technically can't return it. So we have the 37, 12.5, 17 Mickey Thompson Baja Legend EXP going on this. To start it out, it's nothing different than mounting a normal tire. But if you haven't seen anyone mount a normal tire before, I'll show you and I'll kind of talk through it a little bit. Let me lube this up just so I don't forget. So as you'll be able to see on this wheel, probably just slightly because everything's black, there is a drop center up top. Whichever side the drop center is closest to, whether it's the rear of the wheel or the face of the wheel, will tell you whether it's a reverse mount wheel or not. Some wheels have double and some wheels just are hard to tell. So just always try and find where this drop center is, and then be careful of your TPMS sensor. And then always check your tire to make sure that it is not directional or that it is directional when you put it on properly. Because this tire has so much flex, we're able to put it on pretty easily, so we don't even really need the machine. But as you can see there, I was able to push everything on, and now it literally is as simple as you just start lining up all the bolts on the rings and slowly start compressing it till everything is equally tightened. Each wheel manufacturer, especially for beadlocks, probably has a different tightness specification, torque spec, so just make sure that you go according to the wheels that you have. We have a set number on this wheel, but it probably is different from the wheels you might deal with. we can actually start these ones. That's impressive.
Half-inch.
Half-inch, huh?
And also, I just want to start them all and make sure that they all thread in a little bit before we do anything with them. These are supposed to be 16 to 18 foot-pounds. But the whole thing is you're trying to make sure that you do them as evenly as you possibly can. And you want to make sure you're not messing anything up and that you don't have one that's not clamping correctly. You want them to go in at least 2 or 3 threads, maybe a little more than that, before you try to buzz them down a little bit. We use a torque wrench on all of ours after we get them snug, and go around 3 times to make sure that they're all tightened down where they need to be. So again, now you can start somewhere, get them snug. And you can see I'm not tightening them down. I'm not making them click. All I'm trying to do is bring it down so that they're all touching. Because we're just trying to make it even all the way around. We're not trying to pinch one side more than the other.
And just for anybody watching, this is the reason that beadlocks cost more to mount. Because you have to go around this probably between 5 and 10 times, depending on how they go.
We usually do 3, but depends on how.
It just depends on how they go. So, can be 3, can be 5, can be 10. Depends on how long, how everything. Just so many different characteristics: the tire, the ring, the bolts, the actual wheel itself, everything. So, if you have beadlocks, whether it's on road, off road, it does not matter. If you go to a tire shop or you order them online, expect them to cost more to mount and balance, because this is the tedious part. So he's going to go here and he's going to start getting them down to their first stage of torquing, and you're going to watch him go that way, and then he should jump over here for a little bit, and then he'll kind of isolate, just like mounting a wheel onto an actual car. You go in kind of a star pattern, you'll go kind of in a plus pattern here, and go from there. So you guys can kind of get the gist of it. We'll skip ahead to the next wheel, and then show you guys them when they're all done. This is what it looks like for a 275 versus a 37, which is what we obviously will be going to here shortly. It's going to be a pretty monstrous size tire. We will be going up in lift size. I don't know exactly how much over factory, but it should be enough that it'll make this all look very, very formal for itself. So stay tuned as we do the rest of this build process. I believe we have some parts coming in tomorrow already. Unfortunately, tomorrow does not mean tomorrow for videos. That just means tomorrow is when they get shipped in. And then whenever we find time for videos, we will make the videos. So stay tuned as we continue to build this Dodge Power Wagon, and stay tuned for the rest of the builds on this channel.